what is the real meaning of pharmacy in the book of Revelation? Who are the merchants of Babylon at end times? Can AI really cure cancer? Welcome, dear friends, to TIBP Live. Kindly like and share this prophetic update to all. Revelation 18 verse 23. The light of a lamp shall not shine in you anymore, and the voice of bridegroom and bride shall not be heard in you anymore, for your merchants were the great men of the earth. For by your sorcery all the nations were deceived.
The largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America. Technology CEOs to announce the largest AI infrastructure project by far in history, and it's all taking place right here in America.
It is a 500 billion pack called Stargate. Trump has made the announcement himself, flanked by three big names from the world of tech open: Aiko Sam Altman, SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son, and Oracle Chairman Larry Ellison. Stargate is a private sector project. So why did President Donald Trump announce it is, and why is he putting his name to it, almost endorsing it while holding presidential office? Because it's personal. Too big tech used to be Trump's biggest rival. That equation has changed completely now. They are allies. The world saw it during his inauguration last Monday as Trump took oath of office surrounded by Silicon Valley heavyweights. The world's first cancer vaccine. This week, amid a flurry of executive orders, the new president announced a $500 million venture he describes as the largest AI infrastructure project in history. The White House says Project Stargate will create tens and thousands of new jobs and usher in a new technological revolution. But its biggest promise is finally producing cures for cancer. Larry Ellison says, Chief Technology Officer at computer software company Oracle, said the technology could use simple blood tests to scan for tiny tumor cells, which neither humans nor current lab tests can detect. This way, patients with the earliest forms of the disease could be identified and treated before the cancer spreads. He continued, then beyond that, once we gene sequence that cancer tumor, you can then vaccinate that person. Design a vaccine for every individual person to vaccinate them against that cancer, and you can make that mRNA vaccine robotically using AI in about 48 hours. This vaccine is part of entering the golden era that President Trump is talking about.
Because this is the, as you said yesterday, this is the beginning of golden age. The beginning of golden age. Last month I came to celebrate your winning and promised that we will invest $100 billion. And you told me, oh Masa, go for 200. Yeah. Now I came back with 500. Because this is the, as you said yesterday, this is the beginning of golden age.
We just have to wait and see. Watch and pray. More vaccines will be produced in the future. Would you take it? Let me know in the comment section. The second beast of Revelation 13 prepares the people to the mark of the beast, not by a vaccine. It is not something that you put in your skin. It's not even the Neuralink. It's not a chip. It is not something that you put on the outside. But what about pharmacy, pharmakia, medication in the book of Revelation? The book of Revelation does mention pharmakia and the merchants of Babylon. Revelation 18, let us thoroughly study to see the real message of Jesus in the final days. Sorcery in Greek is pharmakia, where we get the word pharmacy, and medication. And by extension also, magical sorcery. But let us look at Proverbs 17:22. A merry heart does good like medicine, but a broken spirit dries the bone. So there is a good medicine in the Bible and there is bad medicine. Just like what we find in Revelation 18:23. It depends on how you use that medication. What is pharmakia and who uses them? Answer: witches and sorcerers. What we need to know is what this pharmacy is talking about. We need to ask what medicine they are using at that time when John the Revelator wrote this. According to food and drink in the ancient world, magical uses for drugs in the chemical muse, drug use, and the roots of Western civilization, Hillman states that the earliest human healers used magic and herbal drug lore standardly as part of their driving tools, which as sorcerers and necromancers were said to be able to fly with the help of magical ointments. Such ointments also contain various herbs and drugs, which doubtless put witches into hallucinatory states, medicating their mind in which they really believe they were flying. Generally, herbal medication is not bad, but sorcerers use them and mix them with other drugs for what ultimate purpose? To medicate their minds. So the context, so Satan's pharmakia, dear friends, in the book of Revelation, in a deeper spiritual meaning, is anything that medicates the mind so that it will not follow the law of God. The pharmakia medication in Revelation 18:23 is not herbal. It's not the vax. It's not something literal that you put in your body, but rather it is something that happens with your mind. That's how people end up being deceived. The Bible evidence for this is found in Galatians 5 verse 19 and 20. Now the works of the flesh are evident, which are adultery, fornication, cleanness, lewdness, idolatry, and sorcery. This is the same Greek word pharmakia used in the book of Revelation, designed to deceive the mind. Fornication, jealousy, selfishness. As Paul enumerates, Satan studies our weak points and force various deception to medicate our mind in disobeying God's law, as enumerated in Galatians chapter 5. The land beasts, USA, will use various ways to medicate the minds of the people so that they will forget and abandon the law of God. And who is the merchant? Rome is. Question: who is the manufacturer of pharmakia? Answer: by context in Revelation 17 and 18, that is Mother Babylon. Is Mother Babylon a literal woman? No. She is a symbolic woman representing an apostate religious system, the Church of Rome. One of the seven vial, one of the seven angels with the seven bowls, invites John to witness the judgment of the great prostitute, Revelation 17 verse 1. This prostitute is later identified as Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, verse 5. Babylon stands for a short-lived coalition of the dragon beast and false prophet. Each has its own history, but at end time, they will join together to produce a counterfeit worship to medicate the minds of the people, to worship tradition and forsake the truth, the Bible Sabbath of the Lord God. But at end time, they will join together in deception and coercion. Her daughters, the Sunday keeping churches that is connected with the Church of Rome, World religious powers will unite into satanic trinity, forming a religious confederacy in the closing days of Earth's history. So this symbolic woman, dear friends, is not false teachings manufacturing a literal magic potion. But rather, she is giving the world false teachings that medicates the mind of the majority, deceived in worshiping the papal antichrist and drinking the wine that Mother Babylon is holding, described in Revelation 17. So, dear friends, how can we avoid the mark of the beast? We must be sober, we must be vigilant for us to receive the seal of God written in our foreheads. Because of the thousands of conspiracy videos out there, it causes even the people of God to be unbalanced and stay away from the real issue in the final days, which is worship. I will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee. Dear friends, this is a spiritual battle. It is not something that we put in our skin. The world out there thinks that the mark of the beast is something that you put in your hand, a mark of a physicality, a physical mark. But the real battle, dear friends, is will you worship God on His holy day, or will you worship a man-made day of worship? Is your mind with God today? Is your mindset heavenward? Let us all together recommit our minds and hearts today to God and make that solemn decisions together to surrender to Him. Kindly type our decisions tonight: Jesus is my great healer. Jesus is my great healer. Thank you, dear friends. And may we continue to preach truth found in Bible prophecy.